Come back to the rest of my guests, but there is a breaking development in this story. We are learning from several sources that Deepto Saha, a prominent Hindu activist in Bangladesh, has been killed in the Gopalganj shooting. Locals claim that Deepto was shot dead and then his body was dragged away on the street. That's unfortunate news coming in. Coming to Sumit Peer in bringing him into the discussion. Sumit, another Hindu dead. There has been a spate of deadly attacks on the minority community in Bangladesh, as was being mentioned by Ambassador Mukherjee as well. Yesterday we got a report that the very famous filmmaker Satyajit Ray, who has been awarded India's highest civilian award, his ancestral home was demolished in Bangladesh. In terms of the cases that have been piling up against Sheikh Hasina and her daughter are all indicating that the current government under Yunus is on a complete crackdown on the Awami League, and it also gives us a hint of how the elections, if at all they take place next year, are going to look like. What do you have to say about the situation, and how do you think India can intervene in the matter?
Megha ji, thanks for having me on your show. Very bad news, very unfortunate news. I think if we look at 100 people dead and this Hindu activist dead, I think it makes it 101. You know, it's a horrifying news. In today's time, you cannot imagine, unless and unless a Russia-Ukraine kind of a war, 100 people dying anywhere else in the world. And these are so-called peaceful times. There's no war going on here. This means that there are targeted attacks. It is ethnic cleansing, it is genocide, it is targeted killings. That means this Yunus, what I always called, he's an Islamist. He's only disguised as a normal person. He's a radical Islamist, and he is trying to do this crackdown on anybody and anybody to everybody whom he thinks as a political component on arrival. They've already disqualified Awami League. They have done it in the hometown of, I think Gopalganj is the hometown of Sheikh Hasina, if I'm not wrong. So they're trying to send a very, very powerful message with Basmati ma'am rightly said, to all the cadre, to all the minorities, and to all of the people, fall in line, else we will not beat you, we'll kill you. So the connotations have changed. पहले मार पिटाई होती थी. Now they are just killing the people. Now what you were just saying, Megha ji, is horrible. It's horrifying to imagine you kill a person, then drag the body. I mean, it does not even happen in Afghanistan. I mean, you kill a person, you leave it there, but you are dragging the body because he's a Hindu, because he's a Hindu activist. So Bangladesh is going into an anarchy. I was always of the view, in Bangladesh you will have these fiefdoms which will come up. It will become not like Pakistan, it will become Afghanistan, where small fiefdoms will emerge and these power centers will control the territories. That is exactly what is happening, because Yunus doesn't want to leave the power, those students don't want to leave the power, Hizbul Tahrir doesn't want to leave the power, all these radical organizations which are left free, nobody wants to leave the power. So unfortunately the people have to die. What can India do? India has to look at the safety and the security of Bangladeshi Hindus. The Bangladeshi Hindu cannot be left out of Bangladesh with empty hands. In my opinion, a Hindu desh has to be cut. A Hindu desh has to be protected by India, like Bhutan and Nepal. Maybe Bhutan is the best example. And let a Hindu leave Bangladesh, but with the land and his rights. Because it cannot always happen. Hindu has to leave the country with empty hands. It is what the president has been. So the question here is that, do we act? Do we make this Hindu desh? Do we wait for some time? I don't know. Maybe that's the right time and opportunity for that to do it. But the things are hitting a level where you no longer can escalate them. If my assessment is right, Megha ji, they have tried today this with 100 odd people. If there is no big reaction, swear to God, this will become a name of the game. 10, 15, 10, 15, 20, 15, 10, 20. Exactly, this is what they are trying. They are testing the waters, how much of a resentment will come. Because at the end of the day, all jihadis, they are all terrorists. It doesn't killing people doesn't mean anything to them. This is what they do.
Yes.